She never imagined that the person closest to her would become the one to hurt her the most. Tiffany had been her best friend for years. They went everywhere together, shared secrets together,
Joy.
and trusted each other completely. She believed their friendship was unbreakable. Then Kunle entered her life. He was everything she thought she wanted: successful, charming, wealthy, and slowly her life began to change. The dates became more luxurious. The gifts became more expensive. For the first time in a long while, she felt like life was finally favoring her. Because she trusted Tiffany, she introduced them
I
to
thought I
each other.
finally made
At
it in
first,
Lagos.
everything seemed normal. Tiffany laughed with them, spent time around them, and acted supportive. But eventually, something began to feel different. She noticed the way Tiffany looked at Kunle whenever she thought nobody was paying attention. There was something unusual in her
You look
behavior,
incredible
but she
tonight.
ignored the signs. At some point, she realized Tiffany had disappeared, so she decided to look for her. That decision changed everything. When she entered one of the quiet rooms in the house, she froze. Her best friend and her boyfriend were together, and immediately her world collapsed.
In Lagos, even
The
your
glass
own
in her
people
hand
fit
slipped
betray
and
you.
shattered on the floor. The shock was written all over her face. Tiffany showed no guilt. Instead, she carried herself with confidence, as though she had done nothing wrong. Kula remained silent. He avoided eye contact and offered no explanation. In that moment,
I go
she
show them.
realized that betrayal often comes from the people trusted the most. And although her heart was broken, something
say I
inside her
cry
changed.
finish.
She stopped crying, stopped speaking, stopped reacting, because deep down, she already
Yes,
knew this story
I
was
cried.
far from over.
But I no go lose twice.
After that night, she cried. The betrayal hurt deeply, and for a moment, it felt like everything around her had fallen apart. But beneath the pain, something else
I
was
just
growing.
laughed.
Determination. She realized she was not willing to become a victim in her own story. So instead
Because
of
she didn't
reacting
know.
emotionally, she became quiet. No calls, no arguments, no public drama. She
I already knew
disappeared
something about
completely
him.
and allowed everyone to believe she was broken. A few days later, she came across Tiffany's social media post. Tiffany and Kunla appeared
Something
happy
dangerous.
together, smiling as though nothing had happened. He captioned celebrated a luxurious,
Let's meet.
soft life, and many people admired what they saw. But while others
Tattoo.
believed the relationship was perfect, she already knew something Tiffany did not.
Long before everything fell apart, she had begun noticing suspicious things about Kunle. And because she understood how Lagos worked, she
Not
quietly
yet.
investigated him.
But you go soon.
What she discovered was dangerous. But at the time, she ignored the truth because of her feelings for him. Now, everything had changed. She decided it was finally time to use what she knew. She contacted Tiffany calmly and suggested they meet in person. Tiffany agreed, confident that she had already won. When they met, Tiffany appeared
Please, you have to
relaxed and
understand.
proud of
It
herself.
wasn't what it looked
She
like.
behaved
I
as
can
though the
explain everything.
situation
Just-
no longer
just give me a
mattered,
chance.
and questioned whether the past had finally been forgotten.
But while Tiffany
has
believed the meeting
a
was
wife.
harmless, she had no idea what was about to happen. Without raising her voice, she placed her phone on the table,
and played a video. At first, Tiffany looked confused, but slowly, her expression changed. The
You
confidence
wanted my man?
disappeared from her face
Now you have
and was
all of
replaced
him.
by fear. The video revealed Kunle apologizing desperately to another woman, not just any woman, his wife.
I already
Everything
sent
suddenly
it
became clear. The
his
wealthy,
wife.
charming man Tiffany believed she had taken away was living a completely different life behind closed doors. Tiffany became visibly shaken. She struggled to process what she had just seen, and in that moment,
I
she
didn't
calmly
fight.
made it clear
I
that
played
Tiffany
smart.
had not stolen a prize. She had inherited a problem, but the situation became even worse. Before
In
the meeting
Lagos,
had even taken place,
revenge no be
the
noise.
same evidence had already been sent to Kunle's wife. That single decision changed everything. Very quickly, chaos
Lagos,
followed.
Revenge
Calls
no be
began
noise.
coming in, messages flooded phones, arguments broke out. Kunle's carefully
Did I
built
do too
image
much with this
started
outfit?
collapsing around him. And
Tell me in the
Tiffany,
comment
the
section.
same person celebrating luxury online only days before,
Them things say
suddenly
I cry
disappeared from
finish,
social media.
but I was
Meanwhile,
planning.
she chose not to fight publicly. She understood that true revenge did not always require noise.
I went
Sometimes
silent.
strategy was more powerful than anger. And for the first time since the betrayal, she felt in control again.
She thought she had lost
No more fake love,
everything,
but
but
no more
later
distractions.
realized she was only stepping into a new version of herself. After everything
time,
fell
I
apart,
went silent. I
she
chose
withdrew
myself.
again, not out
No
of
more fake
weakness,
love.
but because
No
she
more
understood
distractions.
that rebuilding required
This time,
silence. She
I chose
decided
myself.
she would no longer
I
chase
chose
love
myself.
or seek validation from anyone. This time,
I
she
thought I
chose
lost everything,
herself. Days
but I was
turned
just
into
upgrading.
weeks, and weeks into months. There was no noise, no drama, only growth.
I went
She focused
silent.
on her life, her work, and her peace.
Everything
She cut
started
off
changing.
fake friendships and removed every distraction that once
No more
held
fake
her
love.
back.
No
And
more
gradually,
distractions.
everything began to change. Her environment improved. Her mindset
time,
became
I
stronger.
chose myself.
Her energy shifted. The same Legos that once broke her now began to favor her. Eventually, she returned, not with explanations, not with noise, but with quiet confidence. And suddenly, people noticed.
Perfect
They
start.
saw the change. They felt the difference. That same night, she received a message
shine.
from Kunle. He
Everything started
expressed
changing.
regret. He admitted his mistakes. He wanted another chance. Not long after, Tiffany also reached out. She apologized. She admitted she had made a mistake. She confessed that things had fallen apart. She read the messages and chose silence. There was no anger, no need for confrontation, because by then everything had already taken its course. Karma had done what she didn't need to do. Kunle lost his stability, his reputation, and his peace. Tiffany's soft life quickly turned
I
into
became
struggle,
the upgrade.
and as for her, she had moved on to something greater. She had found peace. She had grown. She had become powerful in a way that no one could take from her. So when people asked if she had any regrets, she simply smiled and made it clear that losing them had been the turning point
I
that
became the
changed her
upgrade.
life for the better.